All right, start us off in that way that you do, the thing to start off the podcast that you do so well that's better than me doing some sort of talking introduction. You go ahead. It's your turn to start the speaking right now. When I'm done
Greetings,
speaking,
lettuce
then you
lovers.
do your
Welcome.
talking.
Wait, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
and
Greetings.
when I say action,
Yes.
3,
Okay.
2, 1, action, and go.
Greetings,
right now.
Greetings, lettuce lovers. Welcome to Two Guys Talking About Lettuce. I am Craig Benzine, and this is Greg Benson. And we are here today to discuss the various ideas of life, love, and liberty, and the pursuit of lettuce. Welcome.
I love the pursuit of lettuce. That was a great introduction. Thank you, Craig.
Thanks.
I don't know why it
Yeah.
took you so long to start it. It seemed like it was a delayed beginning. But besides that,
I feel like you were talking too much. All you had to say was start us off, Craig. That's all you had to say.
Now I just feel like you're pointing fingers. I think you're pointing fingers, and I feel like I'm the one that you're pointing fingers at.
Well, it was entirely your fault that it took me a while to start talking.
Okay, you know what, Craig? Don't mess with me today. I'm in a bad mood. I'm in a bad mood, and I don't need you messing with me.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Why are you in a bad mood, Greg?
I just found out some bad news. I just found out that I lost the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes.
That's not really bad news. That's just kind of par for the course.
Well, it's like $100 million or so, or $1 million or $3 billion. I don't know how much money it is. It's a lot of money, and I had it, I almost had it in my hands, and then they just called me up today, and they said, "I'm sorry, we have to let you know you lost the sweepstakes."
They called you personally?
Yeah, they always
let you know?
Yeah, they always call and let me know when I lost.
Why is that? Why? Because it's just a lottery, Greg. It's just a gamble, and almost no one wins ever. So,
well, I mean, I always click that box which says, do you want us to call you and inform you if you've won or lost? And I was like, yeah, sure. And then I get a call.
Okay.
It's Janice from the Publishers Clearinghouse sweepstakes office.
It's the same person every time?
Janice calls me every time. Hi, Greg, it's Janice. Oh, hey, Janice. I'm thinking fingers crossed, might be good news this time.
Yeah.
And then she even said to me, "Greg, I got good news for you." And I was like, I got so excited. And she's like, "I had a bagel this morning and it was delicious." And I was like, "What?" And she goes, "Oh, by the way, you lost again." I was like, "Janice, why don't you start by telling me that you have great news for me?"
I don't understand this inside track you have with the Publishers Clearinghouse.
It's not an inside track. Anybody can get a call from them. And I'm assuming they still exist. I'm just assuming the Publishers Clearinghouse is still a thing that exists.
I actually don't know either. And Greg, next time, instead of doing whatever it is you have to do to enter the Publishers Clearinghouse, just throw whatever money you would spend to do that in the garbage. Just do that.
I mean, what I usually do is I double down. So I'll send the Publishers Clearinghouse the $100 entrance fee, and then I'll take another $100 and throw it in the garbage because I want to double down on my money.
Oh my God, Greg, $100 entrance fee?
$100.
First of all,
and you write a check directly to Janice.
Okay, this isn't the Publishers Clearinghouse, Greg. It's all making sense now.
Okay.
It's all making sense.
But I mean, she calls me directly, so I know it's a real thing. I get a call. "Hey, Greg, it's Janice."
You know that Janice is a real thing. Yes, but
I've had her over for dinner. She's very nice. That woman can eat a lot.
Oh, so she's just eating all of your food?
Yeah. Every time she comes over, she always requests ravioli. So I get a bunch of cans of ravioli, warm them up.
Okay.
She likes me to melt cheese on top of them, which I think is a little weird, but whatever she likes. So I melt some extra cheese on top, and she'll eat like 3-4 cans of ravioli.
Oh my God. This person, this Janice person, sounds like a toxic person, Greg, who is,
I don't know,
conning you in some way to give her money and convinced you somehow, probably knowing you, it wasn't that hard to convince you to enter the Publishers Clearinghouse.
Well,
but she's just taking the money. She's just taking the money, Greg.
I tell you what, I'm starting to agree with you, and I'm only going to do this for maybe 15, 20 more years, and then that's it.
Okay.
Especially with the price increase that's coming up. It's going up to $250. And,
oh my God! How often do you enter this contest?
Well, it was annually, but now it's going to be weekly. So I have to submit. Oh. But I have a new chance every week to win.
Okay. No, Greg, just stop now. Just stop now.
Okay. All right. I'm going to I'll send her an email. It's her email address, by the way, if anybody wants to contact her, is thisisaScam@scams.com.
No, okay. So now wouldn't that tip you off that this is in fact a scam that she's
I'm pretty sure that's her last name.
This is a scam is her last name?
No, I'm pretty sure her last name is Ascam, Ascam.
Okay.
Janice Ascam.
Janice Ascam.
Listen,
okay.
I'm confused by this whole thing, and frankly, I'm starting to feel dumb. I think you're making me feel dumb about this. And,
no, I'm trying to help. I'm just trying to help you. No judgment here.
All right. Okay.
But to be fair, you are being pretty dumb.
Yeah. I mean, look who's talking. I mean, you're the one who just got kicked off the board of directors. I mean, at least I show up for the meetings.
Okay. Now this is those meetings that we haven't talked about these meetings in a while.
I know, because you never show up. We were. It's been on the docket to talk to you about the meetings at every single meeting, and you never show up. And finally, the rest of the board, they all just said, you know what, we just need to kick him off the board of directors. And I'm like, you know what, I don't disagree with that because he never shows up.
Listen, I doubt there are meetings or a board. But also, you never contact me about these meetings. I don't know when they are.
We send you an email. We send you an email every week. I got one right. It says send an email. It's at craigsincorrectemail@gmail.com.
Okay.
So
that's weird that email exists. Did you just make up that email?
No, we send an email there every week telling you. And guys, if you ever want to contact Craig, it's craigsincorrectemail@gmail.com. You know, and it's legitimate because Gmail's a real thing. You know, if you ever see anybody who's got like an @AOL.com, that's fake. That doesn't exist anymore.
Does it? Does that not exist anymore? That might still exist.
I got a couple of friends who still use it.
Just because it says Gmail is no indication of the realness of the email.
No, that's real. That's real.
Right.
Because it says @gmail.com. That's a real thing right there. Gmail exists. You can look it up. Just Google it. Just say, "Dear Google, what's Gmail? Is it real?" And it'll be like, "Yep."
I'm not arguing that Gmail exists. Great.
Okay, then we agree.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay. Yeah, we agree. Sure. Just stop sending money to Janice. Let me know about the board meetings, or in fact, don't. I'm fine with not being on the board because that has not changed. What's the consequence of not being on the board?
You are
anymore?
So bossy this morning. Do you listen to yourself? You're so bossy. Oh, send me emails or don't. You know, like it's like you're giving me an ultimatum. Either send me emails or don't send me emails. You know?
Yeah, that's
take me off the board or don't take me off the board. You know?
That is like I'm giving you very many options when I say that. That's not being very bossy.
Did you know that the etymology of the word ultimatum is from old tomato? When you used to give someone an old tomato, and that was like their final warning. No, it's true. That was their final warning. Yeah. Like, listen, I'm going to give you an old tomato. You either have to clean the dishes or move out.
No, this doesn't sound real at all.
Well, nobody wants an old tomato. I mean, it's first of all, it's useless. They're so soft that sometimes they break in your hand and you get that juice in your hand. Nobody wants tomato juice in your hand. You know, especially old tomato juice.
Unless you're trying to get peanut butter off of something, that tomato juice works for that.
I guess that's true. Or like let's say that what's that little animal that's black and white that's really stinky? A skunk, right? Let's say that a skunk sprayed your hand.
Did you forget the name of a skunk?
I forgot the name of a skunk for like 10 seconds. Yeah, for 10 seconds of my life, I couldn't remember what a skunk was called. It's true. Skunk. They're called a skunk.
Yes.
Yeah, but then you'd want to have tomato juice on your hand because that's going to help get the smell of the skunk off.
That's true.
Did you know that if a skunk sprays you in your eyes, you can actually lose your eyesight?
I didn't know that, but I'm not surprised actually.
So if you ever see a skunk, don't put your face right up against its sprayer.
Okay.
Don't do that.
Think that's going to be problem for anyone.
I mean, a lot of people might be tempted to do that. I'm just saying, don't do that. Not a good idea.
No. Greg?
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, but I'm walking around while we do this podcast.
I didn't notice that.
You didn't notice?
No. Am I supposed to just tell by the way your voice sounds? Like, I don't get it. This is an audio podcast.
Well, I mean, it probably sounded a little different because my audio is going through my phone, but also you can see the video, right?
I can see the video. Yeah, I see you with your beard.
Yeah, and you see the trees and the sky.
Oh, I wasn't really looking at the background, but yeah, now that you mention it, I do see trees and sky. I was just looking at you.
I'm impressed by your focus.
I wanted to give you my full attention.
Some might call it tunnel vision.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at things, do you see anything around the thing that you're looking at?
I see the inside of a tunnel. Usually is what I see. I see and it's usually bricks, and it's curved up at the top.
Okay,
it's like straight on the sides, and then it goes up, and then it's curved, and then it kind of they meet each other at the top of the curve, so it's like half straight, half curved.
But there's bricks, you said?
Yeah, they're usually bricks. Sometimes there's stone, concrete, something like that.
You might be having a constant hallucination, or do you spend a lot of time down in a well?
I might. I mean, I'm not really sure. And now it's time for the Patreon-only bonus section, starting in 10 minutes.
Okay, Greg.
Yeah.
You don't need to say it. And now it's time, starting in 10 minutes, are two opposing things, Greg. There.
Normally I say starting right now, but what I've realized is some people, that might be too jarring for some people, and they want a warning. They want a warning as to when it's going to happen. So I have warned them, and then now, like 9.5 minutes from now, it's going to just start, and people will be like, oh, thank God he warned me 9.5 minutes ago or 10 minutes ago. I mean, thank goodness I have a warning.
I don't think anyone cares. Did anyone say that?
We've gotten a lot got a lot of reviews that have mentioned that. Actually, we got some new reviews. You want me to read the new reviews? They're really good.
Okay. Well, sure.
Okay. John Habersham said, boy, this is the greatest podcast ever. Okay. And then 5 stars. And then we got another 5-star review from Jim Haberston, who said, this is the greatest podcast in the whole world. And 5 stars.
And then here's another people whose names start with J. Here's and another their last name starts with Hab.
Now here's another review from Jerry Habston, who says, greatest podcast of all time. 5 stars.
Okay.
And then his last review came from Jim Samuelson Haberson.
Okay.
Who said this is the greatest podcast of all time. 5 stars.
It's weird when you say their names. You get breathy and and you elongate the vowels. It's just interesting how you do that.
I want to thank Jim and Jerry and Jack and John, all those people who left us great reviews. Thank you so much for those 5-star reviews. I don't know if any of those were human beings or not, but because they didn't say.
Did any women leave reviews?
Yeah, we got a review from Jill Habsalen, who said this is the greatest review and podcast of all time. She reviewed Habsalen.
Habsalen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and also June Habsturg said, this is the greatest podcast ever. 5 stars.
Are you reading in alphabetical order?
No.
With last names?
No.
It seems like a lot of Hab, except there was a Samuelson in there. So
but that's their middle name. They just included their middle name. Not a lot of people do that. Sometimes people do that.
What was their last name?
Hamperson. And then Julie Hamburger said, check out my feet. You can see my feet pics at feetpics.com/Julie Hamburger. That's spam. That was just spam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems, but that's happening. That's happening a lot lately on YouTube.
Yeah. I will say this.
Yeah.
I did go to feet.com/Julie Hamburger, and her feet are surprisingly average.
Okay.
Yeah. There's nothing special about her feet.
Is that surprising? Is that
it was to me. I mean, I thought that if you're going to put your feet up on feet.com, that like you're going to have like really good feet or something. And I mean, I paid the $149.99 for an annual subscription to Julie Hamburger's feet page, and like they're just real average feet, you know. And most of the time, she's just wearing shoes. You can't even see her feet. She's wearing shoes.
Right.
Sometimes, like, she's such a bad photographer, like you just see like the corner of a shoe, and then the rest of it's just dirt, like the ground that she's walking on.
Yeah. Okay.
It's really disappointing. I kind of want a refund.
So, are you interested in feet? Then is that what you're saying?
No, I've never been a feet person. I know some people are really into feet. I've never been into feet. Yeah.
No. Okay. Listen, Greg, I'm at a playground right now.
Oh my God.
And
you're at a playground without children. So you're just a middle-aged man with a beard at a playground with rolling video footage on a camera, and you're swinging.
Yep, there's nobody here. There is nobody here.
Well, you're lucky. You're lucky because I would report you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'd report you if you were there with children and a camera. A middle-aged man with a beard wearing dark-colored clothing at a playground by himself with a camera rolling video. That's suspicious to me.
You see, I wouldn't do that if there were children here, though. I wouldn't.
Okay, that's probably wise. That's probably wise. All right, listen, Craig. I think I've said enough. You go ahead and talk for the rest of the episode.
Okay. So I'm going to turn right here, and I'm going to walk further. I see there's down the street there was a dude moving in a moving van, and then he looked over at me and he's walking towards me. I think maybe he is going to report me. So I'm gonna walk away and pretend nothing happened. And so everybody, listen. I have a YouTube channel. It's called Wheezy Waiter. YouTube.com/Wheezy Waiter. And my latest video is money saving advice. I think a lot of people really thought it was helpful. So if you want to check that out, that would be splendid. We're going to come up on a lake up here. I've been making my way towards a lake this whole time because I want you guys to see a large body of water, because they say that when you're near a lake, it improves happiness, it reduces stress. And I know that when I talk to Greg on these things, it's quite stressful. So I'm going to have to be near a lake to calm down. And last night I watched David Letterman interviewing John Mulaney on Netflix. And it was great. I love both of those gentlemen. I'm not ashamed to admit it.
Craig, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I'm just looking at on Reddit, and someone shared a picture of what the freezer looks like at their work. Look at that. It's like a cavern filled with snow and ice.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that's their freezer at work. It's apparently not a frost-free freezer.
Oh yeah, it seems like they have neglected something about that freezer.
Yeah, you're supposed to defrost that bitch.
Well, you don't need to be vulgar about it, Greg.
I'm not being vulgar. That's the brand name of it. You didn't see on the bottom it said bitch. It's a Dutch brand. It's very expensive. It's like Smeg.
No,
Smeg is a very expensive brand with a terrible name. Sure. I mean, Smeg is 2 letters shy of another word that I think everybody knows. I'm not going to say it. I don't want to say it.
Craig?
No.
Okay.
I'm not going to say. Listen,
it sounds like someone's making fun of my name when they say Smeg. Ooh, look, it's Smeg.
Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Yeah, I get that too.
Yeah. So I'm walking to this beach up here.
There's a beach?
And, well, a very small beach.
There's like a little lake there or something?
Yeah. And I walked past a car that was running in the parking lot. And I don't know. What are they doing in there? Why is there a person sitting with a car running in the parking lot? What's happening?
Sometimes people just want to keep their air conditioning on.
I guess so. Why do they need to be sitting there in the parking lot?
Well, I mean,
All right.
where else are they going to sit? Look how pretty that is. That's delightful. Those of you who are just listening are missing the absolute beauty of Craig Benzine's face. I mean, it's really, absolutely beautiful.
Again, you got tunnel vision again, Greg. I'm at a beach. There's water around me.
Oh, cool.
You see that?
Oh, no, that's nice.
Now listen. I'll remove my face from the screen so that you can see what else is going on.
Oh, wow! Look at that! Oh, there's a lake and everything. A little beach and a lake.
Yeah.
That's almost as good as Craig's face. I mean, let's face it. Craig's got a beautiful face, doesn't he, guys? His face is absolutely beautiful.
It is hard to motivate myself to go look at anything else but a mirror. You know?
Yeah. Are you a model, by the way? Do you do any modeling? I've never asked you that before because I'm shy.
I like to model good behavior for my daughter.
Oh, see, now that's important. That's very important.
Yeah, I've never done any modeling. No, I do have this weird thing on my nose in the past couple of years has developed. I might have to get a nose job to fix that.
I got some things like that too. Little bumps that just appear over time. My dermatologist calls them birthday presents.
Oh,
I was like, "What is this?" He goes, "Birthday present." I'm like, I don't want any more birthday presents.
I've never gone to a dermatologist.
Oh yeah, you should do that every once in a while. Well, first of all, especially at your age, you should go to a dermatologist now every year from now on and just have them.
Oh my God.
I'm serious. You get naked, have them give you a once over because they're looking for any like little moles that you have on your body because they could be precancerous or even cancerous. Seriously, you don't want to all of a sudden have like a little thing that you never knew was on your back or the back of your neck or whatever or your head, and they're like, hey, we got something, we got to like make sure this is not cancer. Mm-hmm. I had a thing on my underarm that they had to take out that was precancerous.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, and if I just left it there, like 5-10 years later, it would have turned into skin cancer.
Wait, so what age are you supposed to start going to a dermatologist every year?
I mean, I say that by the time you hit your 40s, you better be going to the dermatologist pretty regularly.
Man.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm 43.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you should. Hey, listen, it don't cost nothing. Just show up, have them look you over. They'll remove anything that needs to be removed, and it's free.
It doesn't cost anything?
Yeah, it's free. Dermatologist free. They're totally free. Just show up. Show up, and they'll take care of you. They just want to make sure that you're healthy and safe. You know, they're really good people.
Greg, I think
they do all that work for free.
I don't. So you're just showing up with, and someone's like, "Oh, it's cool. You don't have to pay me anything. Just get naked, and I will look over your whole body." Is that?
I mean, it could be that I bring a machete with me, and every time I kind of hold it up, and I'm like, "Are you going to charge me for this visit? You going to charge me for this visit?" And he's like, "No, sir. Okay. No, I'm not going to charge you. I'm not going to charge you anything."
Yeah.
So that could be it. It could be the machete.
Yeah.
It is intimidating.
It sounds like you. Yeah, it sounds like you are intentionally intimidating this person.
I am threatening my dermatologist with a machete every year.
So it's weird that you forgot about that little tidbit.
I didn't really forget. I just elected not to mention it. You know, because I don't want to make myself look bad in this scenario. Yes, I do threaten my dermatologist with a machete in order to receive free treatment. Okay. Yes, but besides that, I'm a really decent person.
No, that sounds. There's no coming back from that, Greg. That means you are not a decent person.
I also sell babies on eBay. I mean, now that I think about it, that's also questionable.
Oh,
I do sell babies on eBay. By the way, if anybody wants a baby,
how does that work?
If anybody wants a baby, go to gregsbabystore.ebay and check that out because that's my eBay store.
Okay, where do you get these babies? What's going on?
Just wherever. I mean, there's babies all over the place. I don't know if you've noticed. There's babies all over the place.
No, there are when they're with their parents. Yes. But I don't really
look, I have to stop joking around right now because I want to clarify to our listeners. I am, in fact, joking. Don't take anyone's baby. Don't do that. And don't sell them on eBay. I mean, both things are wrong. It's bad enough that you're taking somebody's baby. But then to make money off it, I mean, come on, guys. Seriously. Don't do that.
Oh, wait.
Please don't do that. I was joking.
Yeah, okay.
I was joking, you guys.
So
Don't do that.
So if someone took someone's baby,
no, don't even do that part. Don't even take a baby.
But you'd be like, well, at least they're not making money off it.
I mean, that's 50% of the way there to being a good person. You want to be a really good person? Don't take anybody's baby. In fact, you know what? Don't even joke about that. That's not even funny, you guys. Not funny at all. I don't appreciate the jokes.
Greg, I feel like you're experiencing some remorse. You're wishing you didn't say certain things.
Do you know what I'm experiencing remorse about now? I totally fucked up.
What?
I fucked up. I forgot. It's now been.
It's the Patreon.
It's been 14 minutes since I warned them that it's going to happen in 10 minutes. It's been 14 minutes, and I fucked up, and I forgot to go to the Patreon only bonus section. Shit.
Yeah, I was gonna bring that up in a second, but
shit.
But I was worried about this reaction, so
shit.
I held back.
God.
No, Greg, it's okay. It's really fine.
God,
it's
dog.
Like, this is an extreme overreaction. In fact, there probably shouldn't even be a reaction at all.
No. Shit.
There shouldn't be a reaction.
Shit,
this
dog.
Is not, no, Greg.
Life is ruined.
Greg. No,
that's
Greg,
the end of life for all of us.
No. This is the end. The Patreon.
There's no more life.
Let's just begin the Patreon only.
Oh, we can do that? Okay, can start right now? Okay, good. Starting right now.
This portion of Two Guys Talking About Lettuce has been edited out for your listening inconvenience. If you wish to hear the complete, unedited version with the bonus talking, be sure to visit patreon.com/Two Guys Talking About Lettuce. And now, back to the edited, not as good version of the podcast.
And that's the end of the Patreon-only bonus section. If you are an active member,
have you calmed down?
Yeah, well, absolutely, because I realized how many people are supporting us, and I shouted out all their names, and they got a free shout out, absolutely free. Even some of the people who are no longer active got a shout out as well, because I was confused as to who was active and not active.
They got a shout out in the Patreon only section. Yeah,
that's right. They're gonna have if you used to support us on Patreon and you want to hear your name shouted out, you got to rejoin. You got to rejoin Patreon just to hear that portion.
Yeah, because he accidentally shouted out people who are no longer active.
I did. I shouted out like 21 extra people.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird? 21 people were like, yeah, I'll give you $3. And then at a certain point, they were like, nah.
Well, yeah, financial situations change, Greg.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Sometimes you're like, I need to budget.
Yeah, and $3 is $3. You know, you could buy with $3. Wait, hey, listen, with $3, you could go to a nice restaurant, get yourself like a chicken divan, I think is what it's called, and with a rice pilaf and asparagus tips and with a hollandaise sauce, and you could get a glass of wine and dessert, key lime pie and a chocolate molten cake.
When's the last time you went to a restaurant?
It comes with a Caesar salad and also a hamburger, chips.
Okay.
And it comes with lips galore and a tan.
This sounds like a $50 meal at least.
You get a tanning bed with that and a drip supply, and you also get porous holes.
Greg, stop saying things. What restaurant are you talking about?
I don't know. That restaurant where you get all that stuff for $3 it's a good deal. It's a good deal. You're right. Huh. You can use that $3 to get all that stuff.
No, I mean, that sounds more like a hundreds of dollars meal.
It sounds like it, but that's why that place is such a good deal.
Greg, sometimes people budget and they just look at all the spending that's unnecessary and they just cut it out there. And they just lumped us in there as unnecessary spending, Greg.
All right, I understand that. Hey, can we talk about food for a second? I'm excited for where I am going to take my beautiful, beautiful wife for lunch tomorrow. By the way, my wife, absolutely beautiful. Lovely, lovely person.
You're who?
Very fun. My wife. I'm sorry, my wife.
Okay. Yeah.
Beautiful,
Okay.
beautiful, lovely, funny, delightful, friendly, hilarious person. My wife.
Are you in the doghouse with your wife or something right now?
Not in the least. I'm just telling you the truth
like
about it.
you're-
That's all.
Okay,
I
okay.
love my wife. That's all I'm saying. I love her.
Okay. Sure.
Anyway,
Okay.
so I'm taking her for lunch tomorrow to a place I've always wanted to do this, and I'm curious if any of you any of you want to leave a comment on Twitch, on twitch.tv/mediocrefilms every Friday and Sunday night. Go ahead and leave a comment there.
No.
No, that way I
Wait.
can get their comments and I can reply to them live.
Okay. Sure.
Every Friday night at 6 Pacific and
Yeah.
Sunday at 5
I
Pacific.
heard. Yeah.
Bad Movies
Sure.
Live. Anyway,
Yeah, well,
so
I heard, yeah.
tomorrow for lunch, I am taking my wife to an Institute of Culinary Arts where culinary arts students will prepare a gourmet 3 or 4 course meal for us for lunch.
Oh.
I have always wanted to do this because I heard that culinary schools, you can call up a culinary school and do you have a restaurant that's open to the public? And they'll go, yeah, and it's like $20, $25 or whatever per person. You show up, you pay the money, just like a regular restaurant, and they serve you, they prepare really, really fancy food, like the type of fancy food that you would normally get at a really upscale restaurant and pay like $100, $150 sometimes for a special dinner. And they're making filet mignon, and they're making all sorts of really nice stuff.
And there's potential there that it could be even better because they're students that actually care about what they're doing.
They care, or they're learning, so maybe it won't be that great. You don't know.
That's true too.
They're learning.
That's
but I'm
true.
excited because I've always wanted to do it. I found out about it over 10 years ago, and in the back of my mind, I'm like, I got to look that up. And I never looked it up. And then 2 days ago, I looked it up, and I found a school that's only about 10 miles away from here, and I called them up. And actually, I emailed them, and I asked if they had a restaurant, and they put me in touch with the chef, who emailed me back and said, yes, it's by reservation only. I made the reservations for lunch tomorrow. And I'm just so excited to finally try it. And apparently it's the end of their semester, so this is their last week. I did it just in the nick of time.
Oh, so they've learned more. So that's good. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, they're probably better at the end of the semester than they are at the beginning.
Yeah. It's like going to the grocery store in the morning when the food is fresh. You got to get to the culinary school at the end of the semester.
Oh, man, that's so true. Yeah, when all the strawberries are ripe.
Yeah, I don't know about the shrubberies, but yeah.
Not shrubberies. Strawberries.
Did you say strawberries?
Did you think I said shrubberies?
Yes, I did.
Well, that wouldn't make any sense. When all the shrubberies are ripe, doesn't make any sense at all.
Yeah, I know it doesn't. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's nonsense. The last time I said something like that was when the shrubberies were ripe. doesn't make a lick of sense.
Shrubbery, shrubbery there can be some type of food that the shrubbery is bearing for you.
We want a shrubbery. Shrubbery is a funny word.
I wonder if where I live they have something like that. This is a college town.
Apparently they have them all over the goddamn place. Some people, I looked it up online to find where, and I found all these different websites where people are talking about culinary arts institutes. There's in LA, there's at least 4 or 5 all around the LA area and in LA County and Orange County. There's a bunch of them, but apparently some people, when they travel across the country or across the world, they will look up culinary arts institutes in different areas and they'll make reservations so that they can get fancy meals cheap. And I mean, look, it's
maybe we should.
It still costs money. You're still paying $20, $25 a person, but compared to what you get, I think that's really cheap. Like you go into a steak place
Greg,
and you get yourself a filet mignon, you could pay $50, $60 for that steak. Just for the steak.
Are you providing actual useful information in this podcast?
Yes, I am, because I'm excited to go there. Now, listen, the next time we do a podcast, I might say, oh my God, we're never going to go to that place again. I mean, it might be horrible. It might be like, they served it as a steak and it looked like a shoe. They looked like they just gave us the soul of a shoe.
I don't think so. Dude, I don't think we can go soul shoe.
Did you just say, that's what it sounded like what you just said. Sound like you said.
That's exactly what I said.
Okay.
That's,
okay. Well, luckily I heard you correctly then.
Yeah. So.
Are you walking? Are you walking right now?
Yes.
Oh,
I'm
that's why
walking.
it sounds like that.
Yeah, yes, we've talked about this.
I forgot.
More. Okay, Greg.
Look, Craig, I can't remember everything. Hey, I'm so excited for you to come to LA soon. You're going to be out in LA for the 4th of July. I'm so excited to have you out here.
Yes, I'm excited to be there, and maybe we should look up some culinary schools before we get there. Also, eat all of the food. All of the food there we want to eat.
You're going to be out of luck with culinary schools because they, the semester's over and they won't be back until September.
What about summer school?
Ain't no summer school, culinary school.
All right.
Ain't no.
All right.
Ain't no. They don't do summer school.
We will just eat all.
Oh man, this is great. This is great doing these walking podcasts where I can't understand words that you're saying. This is awesome. I'm sure everyone loves it. Super fun. Super good.
Greg,
yes.
Greg, can you hear me?
Yeah, a little bit.
You can hear me now.
Yeah,
yes.
a little bit.
Okay.
Your video is terrible.
I tried to avoid the bad spot from last time, but
sure.
I found another one. I guess.
Apparently you did.
I found another one.
Are you actually getting 30,000 steps a day?
Yep. I'm on day 10.
Craig,
and I haven't missed a day.
Craig, that's crazy. 30,000 steps a day. That means that by day 10, let me do the math. That means you've had over 3 million steps. That's fantastic. Wow. Day 10 times 30,000. That is 3 million steps. That's way too much.
No, it is, and it's too much in your calculation as well.
That's what I meant. My calculation is way too high.
Yeah, it's 300,000 would be how many? Which is still a lot, Greg. Still a lot.
That's a lot of steps. I think that's too many steps. Lately, I haven't even been hitting my 10,000. Like for this past week, I haven't really been hitting it. If you know what I'm saying, I haven't been hitting it this past week.
I'm sorry. That sounds it sounds lonely for you.
That's been all right. I've been too busy having sex to be hitting it.
Oh. Okay, yeah. I get it.
There's been a lot of sex this week, and when you're constantly having sex, there's no time to walk around the block.
Also, that's a lot of exercise too. So I think
it is.
Fine.
It is. In fact, you know what? I should wear my watch that counts my steps during sex. But I won't wear it on my wrist, if you know what I'm saying.
Maybe put it on your belt, and that might help.
That's not what I'm thinking.
Oh,
that's not what I'm thinking.
Your ankle? Your ankle.
My ankle. That's correct. I'd put it right on my ankle.
Oh, okay.
Kim, when she goes for a walk, sometimes puts her watch on her ankle to measure her steps.
Yeah, I do when on my treadmill desk. I have to put it on my ankle.
Because why?
Because if I'm resting my hand on my desk, it doesn't count it.
Oh, of course. That's why. That makes perfect sense, because if you're on your treadmill desk, then you're working with your computer and you're doing this with your hands. Can you guys who are just listening on podcast apps, can you see what I'm doing with my hands here?
I think they know. I think they know what you're doing with your hands. I think from context.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good. Good. Craig, last night, Kim and I tried to watch a new movie on Netflix, a movie that a lot of people are talking about. And we got about 30, 40 minutes into this movie and said, well, we don't need to see any more of this. Can you guess what this new movie is that people have been talking about on Netflix and they haven't been saying good things?
Unfrosted.
Unfrosted is the correct answer. You get 10 points. Congratulations. Did you watch Unfrosted?
Yes. No, but I've heard.
Man.
I've heard it's Jerry Seinfeld's new movie.
Jerry Seinfeld, I believe, wrote, and he did direct it. I think he wrote it as well. It stars in it along with a bunch of comedy people. There's a bunch of comedy people I like in it, and then there's also some people that I just don't like at all. Like, it's got some people in it I don't like. Well, I've never liked Jim Gaffigan. Like, I can't stand his stand-up comedy. I don't really like to look at his face. I don't care for that guy. I don't care for that guy. And Melissa McCarthy, I used to like, but after a while, I'm like, all right, that's enough, Melissa McCarthy. That's enough. And so, she's fine. She does her thing, but after a while, I'm like, it's enough. Amy Schumer, I've never been a big fan of. I don't need Amy Schumer in things.
Yeah.
That's just me.
All right. Out of the people you named there, I don't mind Jim Gaffigan. I think he's fine. But I think he's just fine. But the other two, I can see where you're coming from, especially Amy Schumer. I'm not a big fan.
Yeah.
And watching YouTube videos of people showing how she directly steals all her
showing YouTube videos of how she... Is that what you just said? Oh, now you've totally cut it.
That's exactly what I said.
Oh, you're totally frozen. But I couldn't
hello?
tell. What? Yes. Okay, I can hear you. I just can't see you very well.
Okay. She stole all her jokes. Greg.
Is that true?
She stole all her jokes.
Okay.
Well, yeah, if you watch some YouTube videos, it's undeniable that, like, probably most of her jokes are stolen.
Well, you know what I think? I think that's shitty. Yeah. You know, listen, it's one thing if you're a musician and you do cover songs, but comedians can't do cover jokes. You know? That's just not a thing you can do. You can't do cover jokes.
Unless you are just literally saying, like, oh, this other comedian said, and then you say it.
All right, guys. Now I'm gonna do a little Richard Pryor for you. Got any Richard Pryor fans? Okay, here's a little Richard Pryor for you. Hey, everybody, I'm Richard Pryor. Thanks for coming to the show. My name is Richard Pryor. I'm a comedian. It's a pleasure to be here. All right, that was a little Richard Pryor for you folks. Now here's a little Jerry Seinfeld. Hi, everybody. Jerry Seinfeld here. I'm Jerry Seinfeld. I'm a comedian. Okay. Those are cover material, folks.
But you didn't even say any of the jokes. You just said that you were the people.
I just like their intros. I'm a big fan of their intros, how they come out, you know.
But also not the sound of their voice either. You just want to, just like what.
Well, no, I'm not an impressionist. I mean, I can do other people's intros, but I'm not an impressionist.
Sure.
I mean, I like to make a good impression. So that movie,
no good then, huh?
What's that?
What was bad about the movie besides the people in it? Was it just not funny?
You know, first of all, you see the movie and you're like, what are they going for here? You try to figure out the tone of the movie. So the whole thing is supposed to be like a farce. It's a parody, but what? Like, there's no reality in the film. Like, where's the reality? There's all these people are dressed up as crazy characters. You're supposed to believe that Snap, Crackle, and Pop are these actors who dress up, and they're always dressed that way at the Kellogg's headquarters. Like, you're like, what's happening here? What are we supposed to believe? What's supposed to be real? And then all the jokes are, it's kind of like listening to a Bob Hope routine from 1961. You know what I mean? It's like everything just feels stale, and you know, it's just like, okay, when's it gonna get funny? And I don't know. I mean, I love Jerry Seinfeld as a stand-up. And I loved his show. He did a show. I forget what it was called. It's called Jerry or whatever. And
no, it's Seinfeld.
Yeah, that's the guy I'm talking about. And
like maybe the most famous sitcom.
Absolutely.
The most famous. Yeah, Seinfeld.
Dick Van Dyke also had a show, and I forget what that was called, but that was really good. His
the Dick Van Dyke Show.
That's the one I'm trying to think of. I can't remember the name of it, but I loved it so much. Yeah, it was great.
Sure.
Had Mary Tyler Moore in it. She also had her own show. I don't know the name of that one.
Yeah, Mary Tyler Moore Show. Yeah, that's the one.
I would love to find out the name of that one too. Bob Newhart had one. Sure. I can't remember the name of that one either.
Yeah, well, Bob Newhart had three. He had one.
You know what? They've all had several shows.
He's had one called Bob Newhart, and he had one called Newhart.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
they've all had a bunch of them. So, by the way, the Newhart finale, like for the show Newhart, with the very last episode, the series finale.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that still is the best series finale ever.
I liked it.
Yeah,
I remember.
I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't yet gotten around to watching that entire series. First, you have to watch the Bob Newhart show in its entirety. Then you have to watch Newhart in its entirety. It's totally going to be worth it for when you get to the very last episode.
Except I didn't watch Bob Newhart in its entirety, and I still appreciated it.
Okay.
So, yeah. In fact, you don't even have to watch either of them. Just look up the finale on YouTube. It'll be fine.
Yeah, in fact, you don't even you guys don't even have to watch that. You know, don't even bother watching that. You know, just trust us that it's really good and that you'd love it.
You know what? Just eat an apple. That'll be healthy.
Oh, apples are delicious. Thank you for that tip for everybody. And that brings us to an end of this episode of Two Guys Talking About Lettuce. My name is Greg Benson.
My name is Greg Benzine.
About lettuce.
Bye.
That's it.
I'm talking about lettuce. I'm talking about lettuce. I'm talking about lettuce. I'm talking about lettuce. I'm talking about lettuce.